more, from what I've been told. And we're just going to go through what our proposed itinerary is. We're going to look back at the first tour briefly for 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long they want to talk. Crispins, they're $4. Half the money goes right to the tour fund, so if you need a drink, please order a Crispin. If you don't like cider, that's fine, get a beer. We're good. But with that, if you guys want to talk about the first tour, that'd be great, real quick, just to kind of give us an idea of where it all started. And just so you all know, this is the 25th anniversary of our first trip and meeting with the OLs. It started back in '89, and 2014 will be our 25th anniversary with them, and it'll be a special trip. So we're all happy you're here. We're all very happy you can come on the tour, and we're looking forward to a great time.
Pete Wilbenberger's our spokesperson.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm going to start it off.
Easy Bob. It's an easy Bob sign.
All right. I'll try. I think I'm in the same predicament I was when I was on tour.
You need to stand up.
Yeah, I need to stand up. All right. Well, gentlemen, first tour. Pretty foggy. And ladies. Sorry. First tour, '89, 25 years ago, or close. I was a skipper of the club then, which was kind of a cool honor. Except that I really didn't know that you had to give a speech everywhere we went. So in all the clubhouses, I immediately, because I went on tour previous couple of years and stayed with Anton's brother, I kind of knew where everything was. I kind of knew the lay of the land. I knew that we had giant bath facilities in all the clubhouses where everybody took a community bath. And the first time I went and found that out, I was slow. I went to the bar and had a few pints before I went to the bath. Well, that's ridiculous. You don't do that ever again. That water is so filthy. There was hunks of sod floating by with soap on it, you know. So the next tour, when the tour started this time, there was one guy, as soon as that ref blew that final whistle, right to my kit, right to the bath. I was the first one in the big pool laying around. So I learned that lesson well, and you guys will learn a few lessons too if you go on this tour. But we had, I don't know, 40 people, Kevin?
All about average age about 22, 23 years old.
Yeah. We're all
You were
pretty
probably
young.
younger than that.
A bunch of us weren't married then.
Pretty new club.
Yeah. Or we were just married. Not very many children yet in our lives.
We were
We
just
we were children. We started out in Aylesbury, Anton's hometown, and had a match there. And well, let's see. When we arrived in town, it was 9 a.m. They took us immediately to the pitch. They had something like under 7s, under 9s, under 11s, under 13s, under 15s, under 19s going on like all day. So we all got shit-faced. They had a big party for us in the evening, which was their version of a American jazz festival or something like that. So they had horns and a band and the thing in the clubhouse. So we were up all day and all night, and then they booked our game for us the next morning at 10 a.m. To go out and play the Aylesbury First. So we get out on the pitch and we're jet-lagged and hungover and miserable from staying up for 2 days now. And we had a terrible first half. I think we were down like 24-0 at half. But we came back, played a great second half, and I think we ended up losing like 35-30, something like that. But we immediately, before even an opportunity to shower, we jumped into the bus and went next door to, somebody help me out. What's that?
Five
What's
bells?
the next town we went to?
Oh.
For the noon game
Yeah,
for
there
the
was
B-side.
Oh, Marlow.
Marlow. We went to Marlow on the teams, played the B-side match then right away, and it probably went off by 12:30, something like that. And the rest of us, or a crew of us of about 10, jumped into the losers bracket of a sevens tournament that was going on there too. And it came all the way through to the bowl final and ended up losing in the end. But I think we played at least 5 more games of sevens after that opening morning. So we were shot. We were just dead. Had a party that night again, of course, and then headed off to rugby. Spent, you guys are going to love rugby, spent some time with the school, at Gilbert, with the club, playing the Warwick Castle tour. Yeah, where they had 2 old guys saying, you guys got to go to this castle, it's the greatest place, you're going to love it. They took us to this castle. 2 old dukes jump on the bus. We think some of the teams we're supposed to play them that evening on Wednesday night. We think, some of the team guys are going to be there. No, them guys were all resting there. They walked us around this castle, up and around through the moat, up through this big bell tower, walking around and around, back down, walked all over Stratford, showing us cemeteries and where Shakespeare lived, and just humping us through the woodwork, man. So once again, we're completely shot. We show back up at the pitch, and they tried to put the wood to us, and they beat us, but they didn't smoke us. We packed up again then, I think. Went through seeing Stonehenge, a couple more stops, then hit Winchester, and of course, same scenario. We get off the bus and they said, oh, we got a pub crawl set up for you. We're going to walk all over downtown. We're going to take you to all these bars and just get you, completely wrecked again. And then we're going to get you up early tomorrow at 11 and have another game. But this time we were a little bit smarter. Certainly, I don't think all of us made it through all the pub crawl as well as they did. But then again, they were foolish because they came out in force with us this time. So we left them out. We went home, and I think that was the only match we actually put the wood to anybody. We gave those guys a spanking, like 22-0 on the last day of our tour. But, so that kind of in a nutshell is the player's perspective of what was going on.
Bob Dacre, would you like to add a few words?
My name is Easy Bob. I was one of the founding Metros, and this was 9 years into our club history. We were up and down. Our numbers were pretty sporadic, and but we always played really hard, really well, and people around Minnesota recognized us as a true club rugby team. That we gave it all on the pitch, but then we came back to the pub and welcomed the opponents in and gave them a good show at the pub as well. So we were starting to get a reputation there. This tour was 9 years in, I guess, and I think it was pretty seminal. We were probably at one of our ebbs again, and we really found out a lot about the club back then. We pulled in people. We never had props. We always had to get props off the street. And we welcomed people from other clubs to come with us. That's always been kind of a little bit of what we did, at least in the first 3-4 tours. Kind of had some open arms on stuff like that, but it was so different. I played football here before I discovered rugby after graduating, so I was still learning as we were playing together with these guys. And I loved it. I fell in love with the sport. It's like what you did in your backyard growing up. No offense, defense, platooning, or anything like that. You just crushed heads in the backyard and had fun, right? So I discovered that again with all these guys. And the thing about it is now you're 24 years old learning a game, and they're calling you Smedhead because all you want to do is hit people like that. We had to learn on the fly, and most people over in England are growing up, or Great Britain, learning from 4 or 5 years on. Also, their old boys or their presidents, and I was president at the time, are my age now. How the hell that happened? And we all went over there dressed up as fools, and whatever Mitchie Comstock clothes we could find. That was part of our reputation too. And they'd always call out the president to have a few words too, as well as the club man. And, man, I didn't like public speaking at all, and I was learning it on the fly as well. But they really liked the American shit over there. They respected our efforts. They liked the fact that we respected rugby in the game. They respected the fact that we were a club. And that tour put us off on a great trajectory. I don't know how many tours we've had now. I'm not the accountant here. I had some of the numbers beat out of my head over the years. I just frankly admit that. But yeah, I've been to 4 other tours, and every one of them is like going home over to visit family. And any of you who have done this before, you just know that you're going to run into some friends that you ran into either posted here or went over to Aylesbury or Rugby. And it is just going to be like meeting friends and family. It is so exciting. And yeah, they'll put the screws to you, they'll take you around town, they'll try to get you whooped up and all this and that. But, you know, the thing is, they're with you as well, and they know what's going on, and it's all for the fun of it anyways. So I'm really encouraged that you're doing this to whatever extent that some of us old boys, and I'll just say me, can help, you know, with any of the planning or collecting memorabilia. I'm up for that. I hope to join your tour. I just want to say too that I am really proud of Metropolis Rugby. I haven't been around, but I have watched from afar, and I just couldn't be more proud of the way you guys play and conduct yourselves, and have formed a club that we could be proud of. And you know, congratulations to all those guys from Minneapolis too, who came, you know, saw that vision with us. You know, 2 clubs that were button heads is, you know, what's this? How is this going to work? And it was a beautiful thing.
Inaugural president. You didn't say that.
Yeah.
You're looking at the inaugural president.
So yeah, that's another one of those things where you know, just.
Is that why they made you wear those pants?
Well, that's to hide the 2 knee replacements. I am sporting a number 11 now. I've got 2 replaced knees. So I'll try to weasel onto the pitch for 5 minutes, talk to the ref beforehand, give him a little money, talk to the other club. That won't be a problem. I've tackled 4 referees in my time. I am proud of that.
From behind.
From behind. Yeah, they don't do it. And it hurts me Anton, you're next.
Before you finish, could you explain to the younger folks before the internet how you had a letter writing campaign on behalf of the Metros to all the clubs in and around Rugby as our desire to come to the hallowed ground, and how the old Laurentians seemed to be the only one who pen-palled you back and said, tell the story.
That's a great example of a collective dismemory. We were just talking about how this happened before. Yes. You made that up!
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Okay, so be prepared for a lot of this what happened shit. It's great. but it is over, yeah. We did have some help going over there, but truly, Aylesbury was great because, of course, Anton had roots there and a brother, and Pedro was over there. But Rugby was right out of a hat, old Laurentians, and those guys are just unbelievable. You know that already. I think they were here 2 years ago, were they, or 1 year?
Yep.
Man, I can't keep that stuff.
2001.
So I
When aren't they here?
yeah. Now you know.
We'll be here this weekend.
Who really?
Ricky Reed. He's on his way.
Well, one of our guys stayed over and married a lass over there too. So this is how close it is. My best friend at the time, JD, got married in a cathedral over there. Old Laurentians on one side, old Metrovians on the other side. There's some really special things that have happened over the years. And they have a whole section of their clubhouse that's, you know, has paraphernalia from Minneapolis, Metro, street signs,
Terminal Bar.
The luge. There's a luge. Yeah. At Bogus's house, just down the block. And late one night, we decided we'd go surfing down his wooden stairs to the basement on an ironing board
With the old orange.
with the older engine. And that thing was bent
Probably their
to 10 different ways to midnight at the end of that night. And as we cheered them away that last day, they came out with the bent up iron board and took it with them back home to Rugby England because they thought that was the greatest trophy they could get. As you can see, lots of memories. So create your own. We blazed a little trail there for you and we can help you out, but man, do it up.
So how did we meet the old Laurentians, Kevin? Tell that quickly.
Our tour consisted of the first weekend at your hometown, the second weekend at Simon's hometown, and we needed a place to go midweek. And the travel agent that was helping us with the buses and everything gave us a phone number of Jeff Morris. And he and I are still pen pals today. And called and asked if they would host us, and we said yes. We showed up with a busload of tourists, and the rest is history.
Yeah, never look back.
Jerry, one quick story out of you. You know the Old Laurentians better than anybody. You've been over there 30 times.
What do you want it to be about?
Don't tell the truth, Jerry. That's too painful.
Our first night in rugby.
Our first night in rugby was absolutely epic after we played the game, and we had just had the greatest party. They introduced us to all these songs. A lot of them had actions and things that went along with it. Number one was the trays, when they're hitting us on the head with the serving trays, and the boat races, and
KJ.
They made fools of us.
it was one of the best parties.
We were primed for it.
Yeah, we were friends for life after that night. We really were. It was just unbelievable.
Enjoy their hospitality.
Bring your own
They're
tricks
happy
over
to have
there.
us.
Get them back.
Be ready to sing.